Okay, we have another caller on the line. Good afternoon, caller. You are live on Working For You.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
To the moderator and the person you have comment in the program and our listeners. Happy New Year to everyone and the government.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you too.
I just calling to find out why is it that these traffic police that wear the police clothes, why is it when you have an accident, they come and they only harassing the foreigner that's involved in an accident? And the way how they act is not professional. They act like it is somebody I'll just pick up on the street and give up police clothes to wear and give a book and say, go and do traffic work. That's the impression. I'm telling you this because I am one that experienced it.
You are a police officer?
No, he's not. He's a foreigner.
Oh, okay.
Now, what can I tell you? I can only tell you that there must be a place in the police where you can lodge your complaint. If you can, take your complaint there, it really should be addressed. But the police, as far as I know, should have the appropriate training and they should be professional in terms of their operation. So there must be a police complaints office where you can lodge your complaint. Of course, you can take the number of the police vehicle and you can take the number of the police officer and name and so on. And if you feel that in any way you are being discriminated against because you're a foreigner, you can take your complaints to the police, because there should really be no place in the police force for discrimination, whether people are locals or whether people are foreigners.
And we have another caller on the line. Good afternoon, caller.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You are live on Working For You.
Yes, Happy New Year to you and the co-host, yeah?
Happy New Year to you too.
Well, I'm just calling. I'm quite concerned about the roads that we have. The roads that we have in St. Kitts have been colonial built. And during the colonial period, of course, slavery, and as you look at it, it's very narrow. And what I've visioned for the past 10 years or more, we've been importing some very heavy vehicles, some heavy equipment vehicles on the island to aid and assist us in development of the island. And my concern really is bypass roads throughout most of the villages in the island. Now I know it's a bit expensive to build roads, but my thing is, and the idea I want to give, is that they could cut the roads for now, they could push them off for now, and later on, as our nation grows and progress, they could pave them. But really and truly, I see the traffic in St. Kitts is getting very hectic. And another thing too is concerned with parking space in the Basti area.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very hectic right now in the Basti area. I think that some of these buildings that the government is not using, and they should just push them down and utilize it for parking space. So, the Chinese, they came here and they give us a very good idea. We go to the Chinese, yes, it's food for our belly, but we pay $5 for a Chinese dish. And why can't you have a parking lot where you pay $5 for park for the whole day, or go to work and park for $5? That can go to aid in development of somebody getting a job to overlooking these vehicles, and it can create work. And so that's my input for today. I hope somebody's listening, and I pray that they will do something about it. Again, the bypass road is very needed. We need them right now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, caller, for that contribution.
Well, definitely we can take your concern to the Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable Ian Patches Liber. But of course you have outlined the problem, and of course the more cars that we get in St. Kitts is the more traffic congestion that we have. So we really have to look at, as you correctly said, we have to look at parking space. Mm-hmm. We really do. And in a number of the islands, I have noticed that is the case as well. You're having, a congestion in terms of traffic because you have increasing number of cars. People are owning cars and so on. And basically there is no place to park. It can rather be frustrating and so on. So that is something I think that can be looked into in terms of increasing the number of parking spaces. If there's no land, then maybe have to have parking buildings where you can go up and around and all that sort of thing that I have seen in other countries.
Okay, we have another caller on the line. Good afternoon, caller. You are live on Working For You.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. William.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to your host.
Good afternoon.
Happy New Year to you all.
Same to you.
Same to you, sir.
Caller just usually speaking about parking. I'm one who all time observe that there are parking down at Port Zante, which people only pay $5 per day. But some people, instead of paying $5, they want to go in somebody's parking lot and get a ticket. When they can monthly pay $5 for that day, park your car inside there and go to where you're going to walk or whatever. And I can see where the UDC is trying to help the people in the Federation of parking. But people in visit have not paying $5. What is $5? Some people say $5 is too much, but how many $5 you're going to give away on a cell phone?
Yes, caller, I think that you are making a very, very valuable point as well. Because, as you correctly said, some people are not utilizing the spaces that are there for parking because they have to pay $5 for the entire day, and so therefore they're parking in all kind of places where they shouldn't park, and so on. I mean, in other countries and so on, people definitely have to be paying for parking, and so on. And also, of course, you know, with the traffic congestion and so on, I know they have parking spaces across from Rams and you know, the Chinese right there and so on. And sometimes, you know, people are not utilizing that because they have to pay $5. Come on.
Yeah, because over the eastern side you can park, and over on the western side you can park. And I cannot see it. Why? How is it? What is possible for $5 to pay for your vehicles in a parking space?
I agree with your caller.
And when you think about it, a ticket costs more.
And furthermore, again, I don't like exactly what's going on in the tourism department. I do not like it because there are too many people doing taxiing and do not know exactly about St. They're only gone here because there is nothing else to do but to do taxiing.
Yes, I think that the ministry
I have a class about 3 months or 4 months asking you a question about your country of St. Kitts, that when people come from off the ship and you take them around the island, to be able to say, well, I had a wonderful tour with this operator or whatever. But I'm not finding it, and this happens for me, that people is trying to get into the act, and they're getting to spin around because there's a lady, you know, can speak different languages, and there are many ships coming in this port here, and she can speak certain languages that what people here cannot speak, and they are giving the lady a lot of run around, and that shouldn't be, and she should be the first priority, be down at the port center when people like the French people come in, we call it the Germans come in, and she can even relate to them and explain to them exactly about our country. But it seems under the putting human off and using these persons, young drivers who just coming into the system, like under the farm administration, when he had no work for them, he said, go down, go up to the factory, go up to the ANC port to be security, go up to customs. And they need to have a plan set out for these sort of things.
Sure. Okay, caller.
Hope you all could take this here to the Minister of Finance, because I'm going exactly far with it, because I'm hurt for what the lady is going through. Thanks.
Okay, I don't know what particular case that you are speaking to, but of course when you have a growing tourism industry and so on, you have all kind of people of different cultures and languages and so on coming to the country, and the people who are working in the tourism industry, you know, they should be sensitive to these things. Of course, in the tourism industry, we should have people who are translators, people who have a knowledge of languages, can speak several languages. Also, the taxi drivers and so on. You raised the concern. I know that the Ministry of Tourism has held several courses, and that there's ongoing training for people working in the tourism industry. It doesn't make any sense to have a taxi man who is a taxi man or taxi woman, and they don't have some sort of a knowledge of the country, knowledge of historical sites, and knowledge of the history of the country on a whole, and so on. Because this is basically when you're taking somebody on a tour, that you're looking forward to some sort of explanation on St. Kitts and so on.